Tired of the corporate struggle? Are you like sick and tired of working for someone else? I started my business over 25 years ago. About 12 years into it, I thought, you know what? I am just going to go back and get a real job. I am tired of doing the side hustle stuff. I want a real job. Well, I had to commute when everyone else was commuting. I had to park in this garage and actually pay for parking. I had to deal with rush hour traffic. I actually had to sit while the manager monitored me to make sure I put in my hours, right? And I was like, I'm unemployable. I cannot work for anyone else anymore. So what is an entrepreneur? You know, an entrepreneur is someone that will work 100 hours for themselves so they don't have to work 40 hours on someone else's terms. So what has happened since I became an entrepreneur? By the way, that job was supposed to be a full-time job. I lasted 6 weeks, y'all. 6 weeks, and I thought, oh my God, my freedom is gone. My wings have been clipped. I cannot do this. I want to make a difference. And when you're working for someone else, you're really not making a difference. They're paying you this really, really low wage. And even though I was an electrical engineer, passed the patent bar, had a master's degree, they did not pay me for what I was worth. They paid me for what the job was worth. And then they were charging the client about 4 times what they were paying me. And that's how they made a profit. And I thought, I have underestimated how much fun it is to have the extra cash and the freedom of working for yourself. So let me tell you how you quit your corporate job, because number one, you only have a very short time on this planet. And I always thought the hardest commodity to come by was money, but it's not. It's time. Your time is so precious and your time is so valuable that you don't want to waste any of it doing something that you don't love, where you're not being valued and not making a difference. I remember once as an electrical engineer, I was sitting in my cubicle. Yes, I didn't even have an office, a cubicle, and I was watching these guys mow the lawn, and I was like, they're so lucky. They can go outside in the middle of the day. Yeah, now I do yoga classes in the middle of the day, sitting on a webinar or a Zoom call in these meetings where people don't care and they're just basically pushing paper, talking about the same thing over and over again. And then there's always 1 or 2 employees that don't want to get anything done. And so everyone else is dancing around them. And you sit there until your back hurts and your neck hurts and your eyes hurt and your butt hurts, and that's not living. There are so many ways that you can make money in a side hustle. So first of all, will it take a little bit of time and skill? Yes. But you know what? Your passion will be behind it. And when your passion is behind it and you're growing and people love you and are saying nice things about you and actually supporting you, what? It's so much better, because in the process, you're becoming a better person and you're learning more relationship skills. And so your relationships with your kids are getting better. And then your relationships at home are getting better. And then you have a bigger friend circle because you all of a sudden met all these cool, crazy-minded, idea-generating people just like yourself. And when you get into a space like that, and you spend time in a space like that, especially if they meet on a regular basis, which I highly recommend, and I'll tell you how, that's when you get those aha moments that totally change your life. I had the privilege of raising my 4 kids in this very house and on my own terms. I was in my late 20s when I started my business, and 2 years later, I was able to build this house, my dream house. And then we were blessed with 4 amazing children. And now the whole house is full. When we first moved in, it was the master bedroom and half a closet. That's all the space we took. And now the 3-car garage is full, the basement's full. All 5 bedrooms are filled with our kids' stuff. But I had the pleasure of being a stay-at-home mom that always had the cash. And then I was a work-from-home mom that always had the time. And it's the time freedom that made a difference, because when we don't take care of ourselves, we can't fill up anyone else's cup. And we just think like we should be filling other people's cups, and we really need to be only filling our cup. So we are in a good mood and a happy person and a good giver, and the kids see a happy mom. That's the best gift you can give your family, is a kid that sees a happy, fulfilled mom, that when they walk in the door, the mom is not stressed. She can pay attention to them. And I remember when I used to work as an engineer, I used to come and, it was like a 15-minute drive, and sometimes it'd take me 45 minutes, and I was ready to like hit people. I was so angry. So I used to listen to motivational tapes and CDs in that 6-week drive that I went back to work, because that was the only way I was gonna come back and be like a decent human being. So the first question I would ask you is, if you could design a life, any life you want, what would it be? Would it be playing golf on a regular basis? I have one of my mentors that does that, and now I see her at the age of 85. Her posture, her ability to navigate stairs, living by herself, driving her own car, still having all her own teeth. There is something about taking care of yourself that later in life, you don't have to worry about people taking care of you, because while you were building a business and while you were creating your side hustle, you took care of yourself. So the time freedom is invaluable. The second thing I would tell you is, you will grow, okay? Not only will you grow financially, which is super cool, not only can you maybe get some great tax deductions, ask your accountant, but that part's super cool, but you grow so much in confidence and emotional management. So I'm in this ladies group, right? And the ladies are a little older. Well, I see the ones that don't have businesses and they can't even talk in front of a group. And then I see the ones that did have businesses, and wow, what a difference. So it helps at every stage of your life. And finally, you know what? The world needs your perspective. The world needs your art. The world needs your voice. And the world needs you to put out something that belongs to your heart. So are you doing that? Is that what your job is giving you? Are you that fulfilled? Or are you just clocking in and clocking out, living for Fridays? The weekend goes by like this. Sunday night, you have a lump in your stomach, and then you start the whole thing over and over again. I remember some of my team members that started and quit. It would take them 2 or 3 years of time to get enough vacation that they could plan a really good trip, like going down to Disney. Y'all, I used to go to Disney back then when my kids were younger, like 5 times a year. Having this big thing about getting the hotel, flying all the way to Florida, it never fazed me, because I had that time freedom and I had that time flexibility, and whenever the kids were off, I could get off. So instead of waiting for vacations and living for the weekends, work for yourself, live for yourself, invest your energy in your family, and that's the only way you're gonna love your life. This is Rita McNoon. If you like this video, definitely click some of the buttons below. And I have my signature Millionaire Mindset Guide. The link is in the description, or you can scan this QR code here.